Here's a breakdown of what led to the martyrdom of Joseph Smith, and it's a lot more than just the Nauvoo expositor, though we're going to get to that. This plot had been in the works since the beginning of 1844. The key instigators of this plot were the Law brothers, this is William Law, the Foster brothers, and the Higbee brothers. These disaffected members had concerns about Joseph Smith's polygamy and his accumulation of power. By early 1844, the plan was to file legal charges against Joseph Smith in Carthage, Illinois, so that they could draw him out of his protection in Nauvoo. According to witness Stan Jones, this group had no intention of legally proving anything against Joseph Smith, but because they had so many accusations against him, 18 to be exact, that when one failed, they would just try another one and another one until they could just detain him in Carthage. Once detained, the plan was to whip up anti-Mormon mobs into a frenzy and execute the prophet and his brother outside of the law in what they perceived as vigilante justice. By February of 1844, they started their barrage of lawsuits, most of which were dismissed. However, by May 27th, 1 month before the martyrdom, one of the suits finally stuck and Joseph was detained in Carthage. They planned to execute him just right then and there, but Charles Foster had a change of heart and decided to tell Joseph Smith what the plan was ahead of time, so Joseph was able to muster some of his troops from Nauvoo to guarantee his protection. On May 29th, the rhetoric was really heating up, with Thomas Sharp in the Warsaw Signal even low-key prophesying the passing away of Joseph Smith. We would not be surprised to hear of his death by violent means in a short time, so blood was clearly already in the air. It was only then, on June 7th, that the Nauvoo Expositor newspaper published incendiary accusations against Joseph Smith and the Saints. After 2 days of deliberating with the Nauvoo Council, Joseph Smith and 17 other leaders legally determined the Expositor a public nuisance and destroyed the press. This caused an uproar, and Joseph Smith was charged with inciting a riot. He stood trial in Carthage and was released, but this didn't satisfy Thomas Sharp and the other expositor publishers, so they threatened to invade Nauvoo and exterminate the Mormons. At this, Joseph Smith declared martial law and had the Nauvoo Legion prepared to protect the city. It was this declaring of martial law that prompted Governor Thomas Forge to convince Joseph to stand trial in Carthage again for the riot charge. And as we all know, on June 27, 1844, Joseph Smith and Hiram Smith were in Carthage jail when a mob stormed the jail and they were martyred in cold blood before they could stand trial. You can learn more about this in this KnoWhy in the Scripture Plus app in Doctrine and Covenants 135 and follow for more Latter-day Saint history.